This is Bob Barr bringing you another edition of Liberty Guard's Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and, of course, to follow Liberty Guard on social media. The law of the week that we want to talk about briefly today is number 125. Law number 125 tells us that sometimes big companies act just like the government. And these days, with so many woke companies, woke employees, and woke CEOs, pulling out examples of this law of the universe is not difficult, but we found a couple that you might find of interest to illustrate that big companies indeed can act just like the government. Home Depot comes to mind. Apparently, there have been, I don't know if they've taken them down or not, lunchroom displays at some Home Depot establishments that instruct whoever is going into or sitting there in a Home Depot lunchroom. They are told about white privilege. They are told how to unpack white privilege. They are told what white privilege looks like. They are told how to identify it. They are told how to confront it, and how to be on the receiving end of somebody confronting you about your white privilege. What all of this has to do with going to Home Depot or any store to buy a product is beyond me. It doesn't have anything to do with anything at Home Depot or any other company. But the company, at least, this was strangely, this was from a Home Depot in Canada. The Canadian division apparently decided that they needed to put these posters about woke. They apparently decided to put these posters about white privilege in their lunchrooms. I don't know how many of the stores had these or whatnot, but even one illustrates just how strange these corporations have become, just like the government, as a matter of fact. There's another one here that somebody brought to our attention. There's what's described as a prominent tech firm, Basecamp. Now, Basecamp, apparently, its executives brought their employees together and tried to get their employees, get this, to focus more on doing their jobs rather than social and political agendas. So the company tells its employees, do your job. That's more important than worrying about social and political agendas. Well, according to this article, 1/3 of the employees of Basecamp took such offense at being told to do your jobs rather than spend time worrying about wokeness, they left. It says they took their buyouts and left. It's just an illustration. We see this everywhere in government and now in corporations. Corporations are afraid of their employees. Sometimes this stuff comes from the top down, where you get woke CEOs that are, demanding that employees become woke and practice wokeness. So it's coming from the top down, and now in the case of Basecamp, from the bottom up. We see it in the Congress as well. The Democrats, who currently control the House, have a majority in the House of Representatives, are scared to death of the squad, these ultra liberals. Like the Ocasio-Cortez congresswoman in New York and the Ilhan Omar woman somewhere in the Midwest. They are controlling the Democrat agenda in the House. The Democrat leadership is scared to death of them, just like apparently some of these corporations are scared to death of employees and other people claiming that they are not sufficiently woke. So big companies can act just like the government. That's the law of the universe. You've seen it. We've seen it. And these are examples here today. Hope you enjoyed being with us, and we look forward to being with you again for the next edition of Liberty Guard's Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe. This is Bob Barr, and I'd like to thank you for having checked out our program here today, Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe. We appreciate your support, your participation, and encourage you to go to libertyguard.org to learn more about our programs and also to help support to further individual freedom and fight against government abuse. One of the ways, but not the only way we do this, is through Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe, but through many, many other programs in support of individual liberty and against government abuse. So please remember to join us. Go to libertyguard.org and join us once again for Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe. Thank you.
My name is Matt Strickland. Liberty Guard saved my family business. I spent most of my adult life fighting for my country overseas. When I came home, I became a small business owner and sadly realized that nobody would fight for me. Our state and local government were trying to shut my family business down for good. And that's when I found Liberty Guard. With Liberty Guard's help, we won the battle against government overreach. And now my business is thriving and growing faster than ever.
Stand with Matt and others just like you in the fight against government overreach. Join Liberty Guard today.